Happy Sunday to you. I hope you are doing well. I am sitting here with my little boo, Charlie, and I am moving through TradingView because SmartTrader has been down this weekend. And I'm like, let me go ahead, let me record a video. So I'm going to walk y'all through how, even without SmartTrader, you can still do the same thing that I do every week using fibs to figure out potential setups, right? So I am going to start out doing the same thing that I always do on every chart. If you've been watching me for a minute, you know what that is. Put it in the comments. Tell me what it is in the comments. All right. I'll give you a second to do that. Okay. So what I do on every single video is I mark out my support and my resistance. This line is too thick. We're going to bring that down. I mark out my support and resistance. I start off on a higher time frame and I go through and I find the key areas where I think price has a potential to reverse. And so essentially finding swing highs, swing lows, that's support and resistance. So that's what I'm doing. Now, given the context of where price is in this chart, I'm only going to 1855, let's call it, and my high is going to be 2.16, right? I'm not going any lower than that because it will take a while for price to move that far. And I don't want to have that many lines on my chart because I already do. So I've identified my lows. Where's my drawing tool? I'm looking for the ellipsis. Ellipsis, where are you? I don't know where it is. Lord have mercy. TradingView. But we see how much I use that, right? So anyhow, I was going to point out and let me see, hold on. Let me see. I was going to point out, here it is right in front of my face, right? I'll be telling y'all I can't see. So I was just going to point out the areas that I identify as support, as those are the areas that are the swing lows. So if you don't know what swing low, swing high is, I encourage you to go to the no cost mini course. The details are in the video description, but basically support and resistance is what I figured out, right? So I'm done with the monthly because this is all I'm marking up on this time frame. I'm going to go down to the weekly. And from the weekly, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm identifying my resistance areas. We are on the weekly, so I'm going to turn this to a blue color and we'll save that. And I'm going to do the same thing that I just did, right? So I'm going to move this up a little bit. And now on TradingView, I feel like you are guesstimating a little bit more because like in the other one, you can, not the other one. What am I trying to say? In the SmartTrader, you can click on the candle. It tell you the high, the low, whatever. So here, I think you have to hover over the candle. And at the top right here, open, high, low, close. So you would have to hover over the candle and it would give you that information. So I'm looking at this, the open 2.1387, the high 2.1647, 2.164. So it does give you the information. I'm just used to a different system. That's all. So I'm trying to make sure that this is the high, and this candle, the high is 2.10366, and I'm looking here 2.10356, and then I'm looking here 2.1030. So this black candle right here that I'm hovering over, that's the high. So I'm going to pick up my lows. This is not a low right here. This is a low. I can easily see that, right? I can easily eyeball that. This is another low. This is also another low right here. So I'm good on the weekly. I think I found everything. I'm trying to move this down and stuff just not letting me. So I found the low here. And I am going to pick up this one over here because of its proximity to that monthly low. And that may be important information that we need to know. So we'll move this and I'm good, right? I'm perfect. So now I'm going to go down to the daily and I'm going to do the same thing that I just did. So I see we have a low here. This low has not taken it out. Let me turn this to my daily color, which is going to be red. We'll press OK. And I'm looking. So I'm going to adjust this down just a smidge. Now, if I want to look at the low 2.04428, right? 2.04428. This is 2.0454. So it has not taken out this low yet. So I'm going to mark this out. I'm also going to pick up this low right here. We'll pick up this low right here. We'll also pick up this low as well. And we got one more right here. Cool? Y'all cool? If you with me, tell me you with me in the comments. Okay? You follow what I did. Now, I did miss a high. We got a high here. We also have another high right here. I think we have two. We got two highs back to back right here. All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going down to the 4 hour. Now on the 4, what I'm looking for is the same thing I've been looking for every other time frame. I am going to pick my horizontal. I got a high right here. It's obvious. We can see it, right? It's a peak. I'm going to save this. I have a high we already picked up. This is not a high. We do have a high right here. Right? I do have a high right here. I need to adjust my weekly level because it's a little low. There we go. And I'm just going back. I do have this monthly is off. We do have a high right here, which is cool. And I think I missed one right here, a 4 hour level. Okay. So I think I'm good. Let me zoom out so I can look just to make sure. Oh, we do have some lows in here. So we'll pick this one up. We'll also pick this one up. Let me pull that down just a smidget. We will pick this one up. We'll pick, I don't think that's one. I think my next one is here. Let me zoom in so I can see. Yep, that's one. This is not one. This is not one either. Okay, so I did good. All right, let me adjust this down just a little bit. All right, so I've done everything I'm going to do with support and resistance up until the 4 hour, right? Being an intraday swing trader, I don't need to go lower than the 4 hour. Now, if you want a scalp and you want to look for shorter term trades, you can absolutely use this same method in order to do that. That's not a problem. You would just follow the same process on a lower time frame. So because I'm done finding support and resistance, let me fix this chart. Now I'm going through with my Fibonacci. Now, if you don't know how to configure the Fib in TradingView in order to do what I do with SmartTrader, go to the no-cost mini course. The link is in the video description. I give you detailed instructions on what those levels are and what you need to be looking for. So now I'm going to grab my Fib tool. I've already configured it. How we measure Fib, we go from swing high, swing low to swing high. Oh, that's it, right? So I'm going from my low, which is here, to my high, which is right here. And then we get a pullback to the 38.2. D extension is hit. A swing high is formed. So now I start my next Fib. So we have a low here. We have a high here. D extension has not been hit. Y'all see it? Let me zoom in. So on odd or GBP odd, D extension to the upside has not been hit. We know that because we can hover over the candle. We see the high as 2.16470, right? What does this say? 2.16485. So we were just shy of the D extension. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to drop my line here. We're going to turn it to the green color that we always do. We'll increase the thickness. We'll label this our monthly D extension. And let's say. So now I've done everything I need to do on this time frame. On the monthly, we're bullish, right? That's what we see here. So now I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to go down to the weekly. And now from the weekly, I'm only interested for my C. My C was here. I can go back and start counting from the very beginning, right? We could do our swing low to the swing high, 38.2 pullback, but this is work we've already done. We're going to end up in the same place, right? So here, same D extension that we just talked about all the way up here. So now I'm interested in moving from this leg forward. So I'm going to delete this. We're going to pull back. I'm going to go from my swing low to my swing high. So we have A, we have B, we have C, 618. We have a D extension here. So my next fib is going to run from my old C to my new D, right? So there we go. So we have A low, we have B high. We hit the D extension. This is on the weekly time frame, which is why we saw price start moving to the downside. So now my interest is no longer moving to the upside. I don't care what's happening on the lower time frame as far as moving to the upside, because we already hit a significant D extension on the weekly at 2.11924. My interest is what's happening to the downside. Have we hit the D extension to the downside? So now I'm going to delete this fib because I got all the information I need from it. We'll delete that. I'm going to go down to the daily and I'm going to start to look at my fibs to the downside. So I am going to grab my fib. We'll go swing high to swing low. And I'm measuring this right here as a low. We have A, we have B, we have less than 38.2 pullback. We're right in the 118127. Price has attempted to pull back. Now, here's where I like SmartTrader because to me, it's more exact, right? I can't measure specifically and say with confidence that it's 100% correct as far as this swing low that we're using. I like the algorithm better. It does the math to figure that out. Now, I do have confidence, right, that what I'm doing is somewhat accurate, but that SmartTrader is on point every single time. But I do identify that this is a selling zone, right? That was a sell zone. So we have A low, A high, B low, less than 38.2 pullback is what I see. We stalled out at the 118. We pushed back up, tested this zone again, could not reach the 38.2, came down, couldn't hit it. So now what I'm interested in, I want to mark off my D extension to the downside. My D extension to the downside puts me just before 4-hour support at 2.00961. So I'm going to change this to my daily color. We'll call it our daily D extension. It's already our green. This is the North Star. This is what we're working to from where price currently is. So now I'm interested in measuring to the downside. There's no reason for me to be looking to the upside. I'm looking to the downside now. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go down to the 4-hour. And what am I going to do? You guessed it. I'm going to be measuring from the downside. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't need it anymore. If I can. All right. So now if I started measuring from the point that we looked at on the higher time frame and I went through the exercise of swing high, swing low, ABC, right? This is good practice. It's a lot of work, but it's good practice. But having done this for a while, I understand that my fib is going to run from this point because it's the highest point between all the three touches up here. So if we hover over this and we look at the top of the screen, the high is 2.10302. That's what this candle is. The next one is 2.10356. So this is definitely higher than this. But let me go to my next high. Our high here is 2.10366. This one was 2.10356. That was the high. My high here is 2.10366. So really, I'm only interested in running the Fib from this point on down because I know that the rest of this information is going to be irrelevant to me right now. So I am going to grab my Fib tool. I'm going to go from my high to my swing low. So we have A, we have B, we have 7, 8, or that's an A6 pullback. So my D extension was here. I go to the swing low after to measure my new Fib. So I'm going to grab my Fib tool. We go A high, B low, A, B. We had a 618 pullback because it did not hit the 786. This is a 618 pullback. And so my D extension, hold on. This was A, this was B. Hold on, y'all. I got lost in my thing. Hold on. I got to do this over. Okay. So we go swing high to swing low. So we had A, we had B, we had pull back to the 38.2. We hit the D extension here. Right. That's what happened. A high, B low, 38.2 pull back with this candle right here. D extension hit. And so now I measure from the last high to the swing low after the D, and then we go from there. But we got an invalid thing going on. Our high, our pullback, took out our A. So I can't use that. I got to move over to this current high. So I'm going to go from the high to the swing low, A high, B low, 38.2 pullback that formed a 4-hour resistance. Our D extension is here. So I'm going to go from the last high to my swing low after the high. So technically, I have a swing low here. We have a low center candle. We got 2 to the left that are higher, 2 to the right that are higher. This is a swing low. So we had the swing low. We had less than a 23.6 pullback. We stalled out, formed a daily level of support, pushed back to the 618, and now we're still moving to that overall target at 20097. Did I do a 4-hour? So that's the higher time frame target, but we've got a lower time frame target in here too at 202743. So I'm gonna mark this off. I'm gonna call it my 4-hour current leg D extension. 4-hour current leg D extension. And we'll say, all right. So this is the North Star now. Now, if you want to swing and hold to the daily, that's fine with you. Like, you could do that. But this is our shorter term target. And so now what I'm going to do, because if we look at this, right? We look at this, that our D extension is here, measuring from this overall move, that shows me the direction, but it doesn't tell me how to get in. So I'm going to delete this. I am going to go from the high to the low, A, B, 8-6 pullback, right? D extension hit. We hit it. You see it? So let me pull it out. Ellipsis. 8-6 pullback right here. D extension hit right here. And we formed a low, a swing low. You see? So right here and right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm pulling out my Fib again. So I'm going from the high to the swing low. I'm going to get rid of this one because it's too much on top of each other. We'll move this over. A high, B low, 38.2 pullback. Hold on. Let me measure this out again. Hold on. So we're going from swing high to swing low right here. A, B, 8-6 pullback, D extension hit. Perfect. Now I'm going to go from swing high to our swing low, which is right here. Okay. Yes. Now I'm going to get rid of this. So we have A high, we have B low. We don't have a pullback yet. Or actually we do. It's just not at one of our key levels. So key level is the 38.2, the 50, and the 61.8. We don't have that yet. I don't have the 50 on here. I don't know why I don't have a 50. I should have a 50. I'm gonna have to fix that. So we got A high, B low. This is our pullback right here. It's less than a 23.6. And it looks like we stalled out at the 118.127. Would I be interested in seeing? Where's my rectangle? I'd be interested in seeing a pullback at least to the 38.2. And now if we look, our 38.2 aligns with past support, right? Look at that. Aligns with past support. So there's not enough momentum right now for price to break through this daily level and hit our D extension on the current leg of price, which is at 203.84, right? So what I think we may see, there's a couple things we could see, depending on, and I got to look at the news cycle for the week. Price could meander on down here, finish out the sequence. We form some type of low. Price come back up, test one of these daily levels, and then continue on down to our higher time frame or our larger fib, right? And that's it. The other thing that we could see is a price to push up back into 20. Hold on. Price to push up. So form a low back into our past resistance that could become future, or our past support. Excuse me, I said that backwards. Past support that could become future resistance. And then we could continue down and finish out the sequence. Now, the other thing, though, is that if we look at the larger fib, so where did I put it? Hold on, y'all. If we look at the larger fib, we hit the 38.2 swing low. I'm just measuring out. Sorry, guys. I'm going back through and counting. Okay. So looking at this, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the fact that we have A high, B low, C pullback, D extension. And you all know that when you break through a significant level of price, that price tends to come back and test it before making a continuation or a completion. So my thought would be that we're going to see price move to the upside for a potential move to the downside. Now, it is very possible that we could see price come back and retest this daily level as well, right? So I want to highlight this daily level. This was our original sell zone. You remember that we talked about? This was the original sell zone on the higher time frame. So how I would set this up, I'm going to get rid of the fib. I'm going to mark off my 38.2, which we already kind of sort of have. Where's my horizontal line? So I'm going to mark off my 38.2, and we're going to label it. We'll say 4-hour down fib, 38.2. We'll save. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to set this up for a potential buy. Now I'm going to go down to the 1 so I can set up my trend lines and I can really lay this out. We'll go down to the 1. Excuse me. And I'm going to grab my array. I'm going to go from my swing high to my next swing high without cutting through candles, right? And then I'm going to go down a time frame because I really want to lay this out. We'll go down to the 15. And I'm going to go from here to my next touch without cutting through candles. So in order for me to execute, what I need to see is I need price to form some sort of low, right? So we may still be pushing down. We may test against this daily level, but I need a swing low. I need to see a bullish break on this downtrend line, and then I need to see a backside retest. Now, I'm comfortable limiting in. I'm very comfortable because this is up against a daily level. The volume in the market is also pretty low. I think this thing is oversold. And so I'm comfortable with executing a limit, placing my stop where it needs to go, and then moving to the upside. Now, as far as a risk to reward for this, I tell y'all how to set up trades, right, in that no cost mini course, how to set it up so that your stop loss is placed correctly. I would encourage you to go visit that as well, so you know. But I would set this one up with, I'm going to put the entry right here because I'm looking at, our backside retest, my anticipated price for backside retest. I am looking at a stop loss. We're at 2045. This is at 2015. I'm going to bring this to 204 even. If I can get it there. We somewhere around there, right? I'm going to stretch this out. I'm going to move this all the way up here. And I am going to move this over so that we can actually see it play out. But this is still a great setup because it's still over 2-to-1, right? You're almost at a 3-to-1 setup. So you would be risking, let's call it 52 pips in order to gain 140. This is a clean setup, a very clean setup. And you know what? Let me see. Oh, I see. Yes. So that would be my first stop. If we do break past this level right above right here, there's possibility for us to go back and retest this daily level. The other thing that we could see happen is we could see, hold on, y'all. We could see price continue and finish out that current leg sequence. And I don't think I marked that off. We can see price finish out the current leg sequence on this shorter leg of what we're measuring. Or we can see it push down all the way, right? All the way, finish out everything. So selling from 205,945 all the way down to the current leg extension at 202,745. But if we break past this level here, I would be looking for a sell opportunity at this daily level or somewhere in the vicinity of. So I like this setup a lot. I'm going to be playing this one personally myself to the upside for the 140 or so pips. And I'm looking forward to it being a very profitable trade. All right. Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. If you've liked what you've seen today and you're like, Casey, I want to see more of this, consider subscribing to the channel. I try to put out videos pretty regularly. And then if you're like, I want to go deeper, I actually want to learn how to do this myself on TradingView, right? Go to the no cost mini course. Okay. Link is in the video description. All right. So I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a week full of mini pips and we'll reconvene next weekend. I hope you guys have a good one. See you soon. Bye.